Welcome to The Explainer. Today, we're doing something a little different. We're going to open up a case file and put a huge player in the AI world right under the microscope.
The subject of our investigation, a premium AI tool called Jasper. And man, it makes some pretty bold claims about productivity. So that really leads us to the big question, right? Can this thing actually live up to all the hype?
And this is the number at the heart of it all, 5x. Jasper's core promise is that it can make you create content 5 times faster. I mean, think about that. For pretty much any professional out there, a number like that, well, it's a total game changer.
All right, so first things first, in any good investigation, right, we need to identify our subject. What exactly is Jasper AI?
Okay, so Jasper isn't just some simple chatbot you'd mess around with for fun. No, it's positioned as a specialized, professional-grade assistant. Think of it more like a dedicated co-pilot designed from the ground up to help you create serious stuff. Blog articles, video scripts, all that marketing copy. You could even write entire books with it.
And let me tell you, Jasper is not shy about putting numbers on its promises. We're not talking about vague stuff like it helps you a little. Nope, they claim it can slash your first draft time by a whopping 80%. I mean, come on, those are some serious bottom-line metrics for any business.
But how? How does it actually pull that off? To figure that out, we've got to pop the hood and take a look at what they're calling Jasper's secret sauce.
And here's the first clue, and it's a big one. Jasper doesn't just rely on one single AI model. This is absolutely key to understanding why it's positioned as a premium tool.
It's all about this 3-layer approach. So at the bottom, you've got the raw horsepower from major AI engines like GPT-4. Then they layer their own custom-trained model on top of that, one that's specifically built for marketing and business. But then, and this is where the real magic happens, they add a third layer, this context layer called Jasper IQ. That's the part that actually learns about your business, your products, and your specific brand voice. Pretty cool, right?
Okay, that's the tech. But what does it actually do? How does all that translate into features you can use? Let's open up the toolkit and find out.
Yeah, this thing is definitely not a one-trick pony. It's more like a whole creation hub. You get the whole shebang. Simple templates for when you need something quick, step-by-step workflows for the really complex stuff, a powerful editor for big articles, and get this, it even has a built-in AI image generator to create visuals for you.
And this is where you can really see that professional focus shining through. See, it's not just about spitting out words, it's about writing effectively. It plugs right into industry-standard tools like Surfer SEO to help you rank on Google and Copyscape to make sure your work is original. It basically builds that whole professional workflow right into one spot.
All right, so we've got our subject, we've examined the toolkit. Now it's time to see how Jasper stacks up against the rest of the field.
What's interesting is that its main rivals are often playing a totally different game. Take a tool like Copy.ai. It's a great tool, don't get me wrong, but it's really all about speed and churning out short stuff like social media posts. Jasper, on the other hand, is engineered for depth, for quality, for those bigger, more complex projects.
So when you look at the whole competitive landscape, you start to see a really clear pattern. Jasper is aiming squarely at that high-end professional market. It's all about quality and deep features. And that really puts it in a whole different league than, say, a great budget-friendly tool like Writer, which just doesn't have that same pro-level toolkit.
Of course, aiming for that high-end spot usually means one thing, a premium price tag. So that leads to the million-dollar question, doesn't it? Is the investment actually worth the payoff?
Well, to figure out the value, you first have to look at what they claim you'll save. And it really all boils down to one key metric.
And that's an 80% cut in the time it takes to write a first draft. Just think about that. For any writer, any marketer, that's a huge deal. That's time you get back to spend on strategy or editing, instead of just, staring at that blinking cursor on a blank page.
And when you save that much time, it translates directly into money. Which brings us to this final jaw-dropping number, a reported ROI of up to 400%. I don't care what business you're in, a number like that is going to make you sit up and pay attention. Okay, so with that massive ROI in mind, let's look at the actual cost. The pricing starts at $49 a month for a single creator. From there, it scales up, giving you more features for collaboration and more brand voices as you move up the tiers.
All right, our investigation is just about wrapped up. We've looked at all the evidence. So, what's the final verdict on Jasper AI?
Okay, if you take away just one thing from this whole investigation, let it be this. Jasper is an incredibly powerful partner, but it is absolutely not a replacement for a human. To get real success with a tool like this, you have to do the setup work, get your brand voice dialed in, and you always have to have a human in the loop at the end to review, to fact check, and to add that final polish.
When you step back, tools like Jasper are really signaling a massive shift in how we work and create. They're not just writing for us anymore, they're becoming our collaborators. And that, leaves us with a really big, lingering question. How is this new partnership between humans and AI going to completely redefine the future of creativity itself?